I'll now recognize myself for an opening statement. I want to begin by thanking Congressman Duarte, Congressman Valadeo, and the WWF staff for their work in arranging and structuring this hearing. The House Recording Studio for their excellent work in setting up our sound and communication systems. And just so you know, those of you who want to let your neighbors or friends know by texting how to watch this online, you would go to the naturalresources.house.gov, naturalresources.house.gov, and click on the yellow banner at the top of the web page. This is being streamed live as I speak. I also want to thank the San Luis, Delta, Mendota, and Fremont Water Authorities for providing us with the aerial tour this morning, and to thank the pilots for their excellent flying us about. And finally, I want to thank the Hotel Mission de Oro for the hospitality it has shown all of us. This congressional subcommittee is here in California's Central Valley for a number of reasons. First and foremost, to remind everyone in this great United States of the almost unbelievable scale and importance of the farming activities that occur annually in this wonderful valley. Second, to describe the unforgivable damage that political, rather than scientific, water management is wreaking upon not only those who take the annual risks to raise our food, but also on those who have to pay ever more for groceries at our grocery stores. Third, to call out the incredible and irreplaceable value to all of us of the Central Valley's water delivery, water storage, and water application systems, and infrastructure that has taken close to 150 years and billions upon billions of dollars to construct. And finally, to share concepts and ideas that will solve, rather than make worse, the problems that a warmer climate and ever more demands on our water resources will surely bring upon us. A quick and certainly not all-inclusive snapshot of what water has allowed this Central Valley to do, and we'll of course hear more about this later today, but first grow 25% of our nation's food supply. And much of this 25% is the very type of produce that the most progressive of Americans found in every blue state would tell us we should be eating more of every day. This valley generates $17 billion at least in agricultural value each year. It is home to 252 different varieties of crops. It allows at least 35,000 independent businesses, sometimes referred to as farms, to exist and flourish. It creates 300,000 to 400,000 employment opportunities each and every year. And this water is stored and delivered through an existing infrastructure that does not have to be replaced, but it does have to be maintained. And I hope that we will hear testimony today that focuses upon the truly dangerous disconnect between our nation and the world's absolute need for food security on the one hand, and the environmentalists' misguided and foolish goal of returning to a time when there were not 8.2 billion people on this planet, all of whom need to be fed. Just how far back in time do those who want to and do take out things like dams and water away from farmers want all of us to go? This morning, some of us had the opportunity to fly over much of the 20,000 square miles that holds the California Central Valley Project. The tour took 2 hours. We did not see the entire project, but we saw a lot of it. We started near the Fremont Dam, went over the new Melones Dam, the Delta pumping facilities, and followed the Delta Mendota Canal and California Aqueduct over to Del Puerto Canyon Reservoir. Finally, we saw the San Luis Reservoir just a few minutes from here. What an astounding collection of infrastructure. A final point. As you can see, there are 3 empty chairs. The committee invited the Bureau of Reclamation, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration to testify today. The Biden-Harris administration, however, has chosen not to participate. These are the same agencies that claim there has been an unprecedented display of openness as they push forward new biological opinions for the so-called coordinated operations of the CVP and State Water Project. Yet they cannot find the time to participate in a congressional hearing in this wonderful community to discuss these important issues. It's unacceptable that federal agencies that manage the operations of this impressive and irreplaceable federal project, sometimes in ways that negatively impact communities represented right here today, are blatantly ignoring congressional oversight. Nonetheless, it's my hope that the conversations we will have today will highlight the opportunities for the Central Valley and focus on solutions rather than picking winners or losers in water access or relying on science that only supports a preferred, preordained policy decision. I want to once again thank our witnesses for being here today, and I look forward to this important discussion.